This 100-year-old porthole is a window of intrigue into one of the most valuable shipwrecks in modern history, with a strong connection to the Titanic and with a dark twist, a serial killer on board, and even a murder. This porthole came to us a few years ago from a professional salvage diver who had permission to dive the wreck from the family that own it. Most of the salvage items went to museums or to the family, but this porthole he was allowed to keep, and he restored it to all its glory we see here today. I'm Justin Lowry from On The Square Emporium, and today we're sharing the fascinating story behind this unique artefact from the SS Laurentic. The Laurentic was an ocean liner built by Harland Wolff in 1908. Originally named the Alberta for the Dominion Line Company, its name was changed to Laurentic when the White Star Line bought the previous company. The ship was part of a new wave of passenger liners designed for the booming transatlantic trade, where passengers wanted to travel quickly whilst also enjoying the luxury of modern technology, and was launched on September the 29th, 1908. If you haven't guessed it already, this porthole isn't just connected to the Titanic by its builders or its commissioning company. This ship was a proof of concept in both style and engineering. The ship's interior was a testament to Edwardian luxury, featuring lavish first-class accommodation with wood-panelled lounges, elegant dining saloons and spacious cabins. While not as grand as her younger cousins, she was still considered a prestigious vessel in the White Star fleet. Most importantly, she was equipped with 2 triple expansion steam engines and a 3rd auxiliary screw powered by Parsons low-pressure turbine. She was one of the first White Star liners to experiment with the hybrid propulsion system. This innovation allowed her to reach top speed of 17 knots while improving fuel efficiency. This system was proven to work flawlessly and was later used in the Titanic. With this ship holding so much history, one story stands out as the SS Laurentic became central to the capturing of a suspected serial killer. In 1916, Liverpool was gripped by fear as a series of murders claimed the lives of dock workers and sailors. The victims, all last seen withdrawing money before disappearing, were later found strangled near the River Mersey. Investigators suspected a maritime connection and soon identified Henry Morstan, a former merchant sailor. Before police could question him, Morstan vanished, presumably boarding a vessel bound for Canada. Unbeknownst to authorities, Morstan had taken on an alias, Thomas Marlowe, enlisted as a steward aboard the SS Laurentic. As the ship set sail in January 1917, bound for Canada with a secret cargo of gold bullion, an unsettling event occurred. The ship's clerk, George Atkinson, mysteriously disappeared. His blood-stained belongings were found near the lower deck, and a torn uniform button was discovered near the ship's cold storage area. Suspicion soon fell on Marlowe. Lieutenant James Cartwright, an observant officer, noticed inconsistency in Marlowe's background and mannerisms. Reporting his concern to Captain Norton, Cartwright helped organise a staged gold inventory check, forcing Marlowe into a confined storage area. Once inside, the crew locked the doors, preventing escape. When confronted, Marlowe lashed out with a hidden blade, but was quickly overpowered. A subsequent search of his bunk revealed a bloody rag, and under interrogation, he confessed to multiple murders, including Atkinson's, whose body was later discovered in a coal chute. This would be an amazing story in itself, but its numerous trips to Canada during wartime would ultimately lead to its downfall. Because of its reputation as a fast and reliable ship, the British Navy took charge of the Laurentic during World War I, converting it into an armoured merchant cruiser. Its speed and size made it well suited for patrolling and escorting duties, but its most important and secretive mission was the one that became its last. On the 25th of January 1917, the Laurentic moved steadily through the icy waters off Northern Ireland, her steel hull gleaming under the moonlit sky. Below, secured in the depths of the ship, lay over 3,200 bars of gold, Britain's financial lifeline for the war effort. Without warning, an explosion ripped through the hull. A German mine had struck, sending a violent shudder through the ship's frame. Black water surged upward as metal groaned under the force. Moments later, a second blast tore through the vessel, sealing her fate. Compartments flooded rapidly, and the once mighty liner began to list. They were all alone in the middle of the cold, dark ocean. The crew scrambled to lower lifeboats into the freezing sea. The buoy dipped sharply, swallowing entire sections of the deck as waves crashed over the rails. Some boats successfully launched, but others overturned, sending men plunging into the water. The cold was merciless, seizing limbs and silencing voices of the crew within minutes. The Laurentic gave one final lurch before disappearing beneath the waves, leaving behind only wreckage and scattered lifeboats adrift in the darkness. Of the 475 men on board, only 121 survived. The rest, along with the ship and her golden cargo, remained entombed in the depths of the North Atlantic. The sinking of the Laurentic was a wartime disaster that has left a lasting impact in the area, with monuments erected in multiple locations across Donegal. Although maybe the saddest of which is a single stone marking the burial place of Lieutenant McNeill, whose remains were carried 150 miles by the ocean currents to the small island of Cian-Lár. He was later buried on the nearby island of Heisker, which poetically affirms that the ocean will always carry you home, as Heisker is part of the lands of the Scottish clan McNeill. The British government, eager to reclaim the treasure, commissioned Lieutenant Commander Guy McDermott, a pioneering naval diver and explosive expert, to lead the operation. The wreck lay 130 feet, 40 metres below the surface near Lough Swilly, a depth that made early 20th century diving extremely hazardous. Each discovery was a test of patience and endurance, with divers often working in pitch-black conditions, feeling their way round for the bars with their hands. The Laurentic gold salvage operation set new standards for deep-sea diving and wreck recovery, with Demont's techniques influencing future maritime expeditions. While most of the treasure was recovered, 25 bars remain unaccounted for, fueling speculation that some may still be buried on the wreck or scattered on the seabed. Or have they been found? And with such a unique connection to not only World War I, but also the building of the Titanic, this would be a great addition to any History Buff's collection. If you're interested in stories like this one, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps out with our YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to see more interesting items available here at On The Square Emporium, make sure to check out our website in the description below.